Hi folks, this is a quick recording about SAS Life Science Analytics Framework. About me, I have been in the industry for 18 plus years, working on various clinical platforms. I've been in SAS for 10 years now, and before joining SAS, I worked a lot in Pfizer, Merck, and Forest Lab as a SAS programmer. Talking about Life Science Analytic Framework, it is not a new product. It has been there in the industry for 18 plus years and has a very strong R&D roadmap. And this platform is offered as software as a service, and anywhere from 5 users to 1,500 users can be worked on it. And it is leveraged by both a small pharma, a medium business, small and medium business, pharmaceutical companies, and a big pharma as well. Okay. And the version we'll be talking about is version 5.4, which was released in 2021. So why LSAF? Essentially, it's a central server. It's a single environment where you store your data, you process your data, you review your data, you do your studies management, you do your standards management, do your data analysis, statistical analysis, your SAS programming, and then finally build all the tables, figures, and listing and getting ready for submission. Okay, so you can do everything in one single environment. From ground up, this is a validated environment. So, and to be 21 CFR Part 11 compliant, it is complete with audit history and robust version control. And you can version control any files, right? It doesn't have to be a SAS file or a R file or anything, but any files like your Microsoft, Excel, PDF, any other third-party files can be versioned on this environment. In this environment, you can foster both internal and external collaboration. This is a central server, so it has workflow capabilities. It has a scheduler. Um, in order to foster the collaboration, you'll need your user ID and password, and you will need permission to access those folders. Okay, so everything can be leveraged inside the environment. For your standards and study metadata management, if you have something like Excel, if you're doing your metadata management, you can do that. But what we can do is we can also connect to our leading MDR systems. And if they have their REST APIs enabled, then we can pull those metadata information directly inside the platform. For reproducibility and traceability, there is one more step that you have to take after you complete your SAS programming. We call it a job, which is nothing but a batch run of that's the stuff that you do. And this batch run produces a file called manifest files. So this is a regulatory environment with version control and audit history. That manifest files will show you exactly what version of the data is being pulled by the program, what version of the program, and what version of your table figures or listings are being produced. So that manifest files will have all that traceability regarding which information is running behind the scene. Right. So, and this can be run by any non-SAS programmers as well if you parameterize it. The framework is both open and flexible, so you can do your SAS programming and R programming interactively directly inside the platform. But if you have third-party tool like R, Python, Jump, then you can leverage our web drive technology, and we have a product called SDDDC that can help you create a drive on your Windows machine. And with that, if any third-party tool is sitting on that Windows machine, then you'll be able to interact with the repository inside LSAF. And also it is rich with Java and SAS macro APIs to foster automation. And I'll show you soon what does that mean. Since you store all the data inside the platform, behind LSAF is nothing but our age-old trusted SAS 9 server. And it comes with SAS Access Engine, so you can connect to any data sources or databases for your needs. For example, Oracle or Snowflake. If you have REST API-based databases or web service-based databases, then you can use your proc HTTP, your proc SOAP, proc JSON, proc XSL. For server-to-server transfers, people have used libname, file name, SFTP, URL transcoding, so you can do all of those via coding. For third-party apps, that's where the SAS API and Java API comes into picture. So anything that you do inside the platform, inside the browser, which is point and click, you can do that also via piece of code. So if you would like to automate it out, something like checking out the file, downloading the file, uploading the file, and everything. So instead of clicking those things, you can directly do that with a code. And with that code, then you can foster automation that if you want something to upload to Pinnacle 21 or pull from Pinnacle 21, you can do it via APIs and the code inside the platform. Just a quick example about, how does the connection work. So if you're connecting to Box, Viva, Formedic, CDIS 360 library, you can use Proc HTTP and REST APIs. So just to show you exactly, we are also connecting to third-party systems as big as Viva's and Box and everything like that. So just a quick capabilities at a glance. We can do, and I'm going to show you how you can do SAS programming and R programming interactively inside the platform. Yeah, you need your user ID and password to access the browser. Plus, you need permissions on the folder to do something to use an artifact that's stored in a folder. So you need both for administration and security purposes. This is a 21 CFR Part 11 support. It's a central server, so everybody is going to look at the same file. You're not trying to copy stuff over from one thing to another. You can be in the same central environment and give access to whoever need access to your data or the programs or the results. You can do that. A strong workload management, high availability, and high performance. There is a version control and audit trail. There is a central repository. This is software as a service product, so all you need is a browser. We have a workflow orchestration. So if you are looking for this will go to person A, this will go to person B, this will go to person C, like an e-signature, you can do that. And we support, open source and third-party tools. So we use WebDev to connect to those third-party tools that I'm talking about. We will go through the qualification approach. Let me show you quickly the demo for LSAF. So right now, I open the Google Chrome browser and I use my user ID and password, but I can also use single sign-on. So let's quickly sign on to the environment. On the left-hand side is the navigation menu. You can look at your dashboard, and this will show your resource utilization, if you're running any R session, in a workflow, if you're assigned any tasks. So all those things are covered in here. If you're assigned a task, so let me quickly show you the process flow and workflow definition. So there are two types of a workflow. So one workflow is the flow, which is more like a process based. When the file comes in, the workflow is trying to listen to anything updated or anything new has been added to that location. It will kick in any kind of a SAS job, and maybe just for validation. So, and that can send you a successful notification or a failure notification. So this can be captured in the messaging area and can also send you an email. So if you have a triage, like if the CRO is uploading something, you making sure you run the program, and if it's a failure, then the CRO will automatically get that email saying something has not been done right, and they can restart the workflow. There are other workflows. For example, this workflow is on sign and version. So if you have something like define specification, develop program, validate program, and if you want to go, do this in a different user in a timeline base, then it can go through a different user, and that's the one that you will see inside the task. We talked about messaging. It's a system messaging. It can be internal messaging. You can message to a group or you can message to an individual. So those can be triage here. For the repository, you can store any kind of files in the repository. You can build any kind of structure as well. So if your study needs are having a very specific structure, so you can design the structure that way. It will have a properties and it will have a permission regarding who can access this study. For example, as an owner, I have all the access because I created one, but not all members have access to this folder. Administrator may have admin access, but in this case, they have access for everything. A jump user always only has read access, and a trainer might not have admin access. So some, permission-based things that you have to do inside the folder. Regarding the data, we touched upon the data integration, but let me show you what will happen when you open a data like like ADSL data sets. So let's quickly look at that. So if you're opening our data frame or a SAS data set, it will open directly into inside the browser. So now I can look at the column properties. I can look at which column I would like to hide and what are the column properties, and it will give you the attribute of all the columns. I can toggle the column labels and column names. I can look at the data table properties, how many number of rows I have, and other information. And then I can, if I would like to filter something, I can definitely filter something like like subject in, let's say, pxt001. If I would like to uh, add a filter directly inside it, if I'm writing expression, I can write an expression. I can do that. If I would like to filter something on a row, I can filter something in a row. So you have a lot of choices for filtering it, looking at the data and what that data needs are. So that's the repository. If you're looking at certain other files, which is like non-programming files like SAS dataset and SAS program, but if you're looking at a documentation, for example, statistical analysis plan, this will constitute a download. So if I open this as a PDF, so you can look at the statistical analysis plan that I just clicked on a different tab. But the browser history is capturing anything that you're doing inside the platform, like downloading on something. So if I hit the download, acted by me, and if you find it, automatically it will capture that. Today I tried to look at statistical analysis plan, okay, because this action constituted a download. Okay, going back to the repository now. We created the folder and everything, and we looked at the data, we brought the data in. Now let's do some programming. So in this program, let's go to the dev folder, and we are trying to check out a couple of files. So a couple of file has already checked out by me, like the listing.file, and there is a, let's check out this to file. So if I check out this to file to edit or something, I'm going to check out the file to the workspace. Since you're clicking this thing, you don't know, how fast do you click and how fast is system developing. So action status summary will give you all the stuff that's happening. I've checked out two files, but one of the files has already been checked out. So it's giving me a warning that the file did not check out because it already has been checked out by me before. And if you would like to see a library of the file that has been checked out by anybody, then you'll be able to have, you can go to the checked out file tab, and you can see if you're working on a study and what file has been checked out by who. So you can look at that. Now let's go to your workspace. Workspace is like your PC sats. It's your own space. Only you have access to this workspace. And let's try to edit some files. So let's open this file number. That's a version 3.1.3.3.12, and that is print.sas. And let's give it an error and run the code. So if there is, so this is your SAS programming UI, and immediately you can see that it produces an error. And you can look at the error like immediately on the log tab. You can see that there is an X, which means the program has not run successfully. So let's fix the program. Let's delete something here on the comment side, and let's keep it at test1 and save it, and then run the program again. So when you run the program again, the log has cleared. You see there are no errors and no warnings. You can look at your log this way. On the results tab, since this is a proc print, you'll be able to see your list over here. For the submission input, you're pulling DM domain, and you can see that. And plus, you can also look at the libraries that your code is pulling that libnim from. So you'll be able to look at the libraries just like you do it in your SAS 9. And we don't have any output, so you can do the coding like that. So this is how you run print.sas, but behind the scene, if you do proc set init, just want to show you what's in the SAS 9 server. And if I run proc set init, it will show you everything what it has based on the SAS 9 world. It has all your stat graph, ETS, FSP, your typical SAS stack that clinical programmers are known to work with. Okay. You can open multiple session. So you have a choice to open multiple session. You can do that. But one more session that you can open is the R session. And in the R session, let's quickly run one of the R programs. The log will show you, exactly what version of the R and everything that you're running. But I would like to run one of the R demo here. And in this one, we are just looking at how many data sets we have in our R and what are the data sets, the list of the data sets, the few observation, few rows of the iris data frame, and the summary of iris data frame. We are going to pull the Heaven package, and then we are going to convert this DM domain into DM R data frame. So that's a couple of tasks that the R code is doing. We run the R code, and quickly you can see what kind of data frame that you have that you can work with. So there are data sets packaging in the data sets in our server, and then you can look at few rows of the iris data frame, summary of iris data frame. It shows we are pulling in the Haven package and then doing the DM domain, DM dataset, DM domain into our data frame, and that our data frame is on this side. And the same thing that you did with the SAS data set, you can do the same thing with the RDS data sets as well. Let's see our data frame. So you're toggling column and labels. We are looking at the column management and the column properties. Then we are looking at the data table properties. We have 100 rows. And if you would like to filter something, you can filter something. For example, for this subject ID, you can filter it. You can write the expression down. It's pretty typical, same setup as that you can do with the SAS one. Okay. And then, so we were in the session, and let's go back to our SAS session. In this one, we ran dmprint.sas, we saved the file, everything looks good. We come back to our workspace. We can see that the workspace version is different than the repository version. We quickly do a comparison with our file in the repository to make sure everything is okay. Hit compare. You can see that your file comparison tab, and you have deleted, though in the workspace, you've deleted this test2, test3, and test4. I think I'm okay with that. And I'm going to check the file back in to the repository. And the new version will be 3.1.3. New version added. Hit OK. And the action summary again will tell you, the file is successfully checked in and everything. So that's how you do stuff inside LSAF. Quickly, let's recap about what we have been up to. Okay, the action is downloaded. Let's remove this one and find it. Now you can see that you checked out the print.sas, you have checked in print.sas. If you click on it, it will show you the file has been changed, new version has been added, the text, the comment has been added and everything. So just a quick demo regarding how to work and everything inside the repository. One more thing that I wanted to show you, that you can definitely create a new job from this one. So let me open the print.job that I have already created. And this is where your logs, results, and manifest file. So the one thing that we did was we run things interactively. So everything was in that programming GUI. Now we are running this as a batch. So now if you would like to store your logs location, the results, and the manifest location, you'll select what programs to use. Are there any macro variables? What's your setup like? So we are pulling the setup from this particular location. Are you checking in? So we are checking in. And then if you run this job, and the run job again, the run job has been run successfully. And then we go back to the log results and manifest file, and this will show you your manifest list and log. So that's how that batch run is, right? So just wanted to give you a quick overview regarding what the LSAF looks like and what you needs to be done. The next slide is how do we qualify the environment. So it's a proper system validation process. When we validate the environment, anything that's are in green will be done by SAS. There are a couple of quality assurance stuff that we work with you, and we will train you on the user SOPs, the validation plan, and user qualification, because we have done this for a lot of other customers. So we will help you regarding exactly what our expectation is. And if you also have some unique plan regarding user qualification and user SOPs, anything is welcome in this setup. And the entire platform will be properly project managed. So there'll be a proper project management team, the solution delivery team, the quality management team, and control for anything that's going to happen. So the entire thing is well qualified. Okay. So just wanted to provide a quick overview regarding life science analytics framework, the quick demo, and how do we qualify the environment, and what the project teams and everything will be, will be there for your service. Thank you for watching this video.